Hey, welcome back to another weekly episode of the Rated RX podcast. I'm Robbie Abasi, here with Sam Lona and Xavier Hill. We got your dose of comedy and pharmacy wildness. As always, I'm going to check in with these two gentlemen. Boys, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Got told I'm a great communicator today at work. One of the first calls I had going through side effects, different things, and at the very end, it's like, yeah, you're a great communicator. It's like, oh, thank you.
Nice.
Where, do you practice anywhere?
Just every day, just on the streets.
Not once a week?
Well,
Not on a podcast, huh?
I bet that was a nice ego boost.
it was. It felt nice.
Nice. How about you, Zay? How's your week been? Any funny stories to tell?
Nothing funny. Nothing too funny. Work's been busy. We're doing a lot of logistical things, changing a lot of things around. Got new buildings opening up. Getting a new Omnicell carousel.
Oh, cool.
So a lot of moving parts right now. So just a little hectic in the pharmacy.
Yeah, it sounds hectic. Dang. Well, for me, my in-laws are in town, and it's so funny because they know, we have a podcast, and it's funny because they kind of get scared of what to share because they're like, oh, I'll talk about it on the show. But, but my mother-in-law showed me this kind of as a laughing thing, and she goes, guess what I have? And I'm like, what do you have? And she pulls out this big, dram bottle of amoxicillin capsules, just literally like something that holds up to 240. And I'm like, where the heck did you get that? She's like, I got it from someone who got it from a vet. And I'm just like, what? I was like, was
it from Mexico?
Yeah, I was like, was this someone's
Mexico.
dog? And she's like, no. The vet just gave it to her sister, and her sister gave it to me, and then she gave it to me. And I was like, what the hell? A vet's just giving you guys like this leftover amoxicillin, and then the SIG is what cracked me up. It said 1 to 3 capsules, so not even take 1 capsule, take 3 capsules, take 1 to 3 capsules by mouth 3 times a day. And I'm just like, what the hell kind of instructions are these? Who filled this bottle? This is ridiculous. And I'm like, what do you have this for? She's like, just in case. Like, in case what? Just in case I get an ear infection. And I'm like, no.
I take one every 3 days, whether I need it or not.
1 to 3, depends how I feel, right?
Man, I thought my mom was bad.
Oh man. Well, luckily it didn't look like it's used very often, so it was still pretty full. So just like, if your ear hurts, you need to talk to your doctor. I would not self-treat this. So
My goodness.
not something you can do on your own. But yeah, just a funny little tidbit there. Antibiotics always come up. It's so funny. Oh man. Anyways, guys, I heard a really funny pharmacy joke that I wanted to share with you guys. It's I got a good yuck, and it's a little crude, but I think it's appropriate for the show. Okay, so I'm gonna tell a little joke. So a bear walks into a bar after a long day, wanting to get a drink. Walks up to the bartender and says, "Excuse me, miss, I would like a beer, please." The lady looks at the bear right in the eye and says, "We don't serve your kind here." The bear, shocked, confused, looks at the lady and goes, "Why not? I come here all the time and I drink." And she goes, "I already told you, I don't serve your kind here." The bear starts to get mad and angry, and finally he has enough and decides to eat her. He wakes up the next day, super confused, still at the bar, looks up, sees a random guy sitting there. He goes, "Hey, what happened? I only had a few drinks, and I don't have any memory of anything." And the guy goes, "Must have been that barbiturate."
That was a good one.
I got a good yuck when I saw that one. I was like, I gotta share this. This is a good joke.
Man, that's funny. That's so funny.
I like it.
Yes. Well, enough of that humor. Guys, we're gonna change things up today. I'm gonna pass the floor over to Sam, and we're gonna start off with some weekly weigh-in. Sam, please take her away.
All right, we got the weekly weigh-in. Let's see what we got sent in here. So when I used to work in an unnamed evil empire, every shift someone leaves the safe open. Management's solution: put a sticky note on it that says, "Close me." You guys being managers, I'm sure that never happened, of of getting those doors open. But is this sticky note enough, or should there be actual consequences to these coworkers? Sounds like no one really cared. It was just open every day.
Wow.
So they put a sticky note on the vault, basically, and just said, close me.
Just says close me.
No one got in trouble for like leaving the narcotics out. No one was afraid to leave the narcotics out. They just said, close me? What the heck?
I think there's no worries.
The management is in on it. I think they got a little scheme going, and there's a lot of drugs going in and out of there.
Must have been one of those SoCal pharmacies. They're just
Whoa,
no worries. No worries.
Hey, we have one of the strictest laws. Don't you come at us, man. Don't you come at us. We set a lot of the standard for a lot of places, so don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I have a story about that, but I probably can't speak about it.
Not for another 8 years.
Yeah, give it some more time to die down. It's probably been long enough, but it's wild.
And
I don't
NDA is still going.
talk about it though. Yeah.
Oh dang! I can't wait to hear.
I'll tell you guys offline.
Oh, I love it. I definitely don't think that is enough. I mean, I feel like it's sort of a half-ass attempt, like, hey, we tried to do something, so it's not our fault. And if you disregard the sign, then we can actually take some serious action. But it just seems like such a lazy-ass roundabout way to do something, especially with controls. But I will say it is a little, and I know that some states allow you to put your controls on with the inventory wall mixed in. I know they do that with like non-C2s and stuff like that. And I think in some states you can do C2s. I don't know which specifics, but I think so. But I guess maybe it just depends on the state too, because I mean, it could be they're not breaking a law.
Yeah, as long as it's closed overnight and is really just the law. It could be.
Yeah, but
are you guys have any just C2s locked, or do you have everything locked?
Oh yeah, we're locked down. We're locked down, baby. You need a PIN code, a PIN number, just to get through the door. Fingerprint.
Ours are C2s, so all the C2s are fully locked and locked all the time. But like you're saying, things that are lower C3, C4, some of them are like in with the other meds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've seen that too in other states. The C3 and below, it's just on the shelf.
Yeah, we lock everything up at our hospital. It just makes me wonder with the issue I have with this solution. Like, even if this was okay in their state, they're still breaking their own policy. If you're going to go out of your way to lock these drugs, even though it's legal, you're going against your own policy and your own practices, and that's just like a very lazy, shady pharmacy altogether. Like, if that's their level of like seriousness with like locking something up, I'd be afraid to see how they deal with like a patient-related safety issue thing, since they don't take things so seriously. So it could be a sign of a bigger problem.
I
agree. See that.
I agree.
What about laziest solutions we've seen, or you guys seen or know of?
What I think is a lazy solution is something that management tries to pawn off as a opportunity, and they always say like, hey, I want to give you this chance to be the leader of doing this thing, because we have the problem with keeping the controls up to date, so I'm going to assign you to be the project manager and deal with this and make sure everything's up to date. I mean, that's just an example, and that in my mind, that's like the laziest thing you can do, because that's management saying, I don't know what the frick to do to fix this, so I'm pawning this on you to figure it out. And so I think that is the laziest thing you can do. And then gaslight them to think like, this is a good opportunity for you, because now you could put this on your resume. But really, I just didn't want to solve the problem, so I made it your problem.
Just ignore that directly. You can handle it. I think what came to mind for me was remembering, I think it was on rotation somewhere, but a pharmacist had like a whole bunch of different stamps for things. So instead of like documenting and wanting to do it, they just got tired of doing the same thing over. So they had like personal stamps that they would use and just go around and just like stamping this and that. And like, so they would cut out this time of having to document this and that or lay out everything for them. So we're just tired of the same thing over and over. So they just took care of it.
Dude, that is so funny, because we have a pharmacist at my work site who does the exact same thing. He went and got his initials stamped as well, because he got tired of writing it down on all the drugs he verifies. So he just goes stamp. And I was like, what the hell? And then I have another pharmacist who's just like, I'm just going to, like, this orange is mine. So if you see an orange highlight and everything, that means I did it. So, and I'm just like,
orange
what
is
the
my
heck,
signature.
dude? Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of orange highlighters, right? So
that's wild.
Like Zay, anything come to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean the management one that Robbie said is for sure because like anytime somebody finds a problem and I'm like, okay, you want project time to work on that and to kind of figure it out. So I was like, that is the like a manager's way of being a little bit lazy for sure. But as just well, in our hospital we have to walk a lot. It's pretty big and you got to go across. So we have a shopping like a scooter, like the Walmart scooters for our technicians, so they don't have to walk all the way to the other side of the hospital. I don't know if that's lazy, but it just helps with getting the medications
I guess it
across. But I'm
depends on how
sure.
fast they move.
I
Do
mean,
they get going?
you probably can move a lot faster than this cart. This cart doesn't go. It goes like 2 miles per hour. So yes, there you don't have to walk that far, but it doesn't go that fast. You probably can outwalk it.
Okay, not very efficient then. Maybe not efficient. So how do we try to stop this? We got high turnover in pharmacy. You got people that don't want to be doing the details, want to cut the corner. How do you try to break those bad habits that you might be seeing? Robbie, any feelings to that?
Yeah, unfortunately, it all starts with the culture of the pharmacy. And a lot of times that culture is defined by management. And if management isn't going to take it seriously and do something about it, then no one's going to take it seriously and do something about it. For example, there's a problem pharmacist at my facility. And unfortunately, I'm not going to get into details and say what he or she did, but the management's solution to always deal with this problem is, okay, I will talk to everybody about this. And so rather than confront the person individually, we'll have a team meeting about the problem and we're all told to stop doing it. And the problem with that approach is that when someone isn't directly told not to do it and it's presented as everybody's problem, it doesn't really hold anybody accountable. So to prevent stuff like this from happening again, I mean, unfortunately, it does start with management. Management has to create real consequences, write you up. I wouldn't write the person up right away. I mean, start with a warning, a verbal warning, then a written warning, and by the third time, then you could take serious actions and consequences. But if you're not showing a written pattern of an issue going on, then when something is stolen and something is a bigger issue, like you can't really do anything about that because you didn't demonstrate that this person, was liable from the get-go.
I see that.
Yeah. Good
Zay,
point.
any thoughts on?
Well, the one thing you can do from the start is make sure you hire employees who you don't think will be lazy. Hire people that you think are self-starters and tend to get stuff done. The second thing you could do is implement policies that require the person to be a bit more structured and then have consequences, like Robbie said, when things are out of line or someone has shown continuous violations to or have had many things that cause issues due to their laziness.
Yeah, I agree with those. I mean, obviously, starting from top down or how you initiate from any employee. But if we're trying to just like high turnover and things like that, it would be, I mean, just in general, the concept of a hard stop. So, whoever's opening that safe, it have to, you force it to open and close, or it logs that on who's doing it, or some sort of alarm that's going off if it's open for too long. It starts almost like a fridge where you like have to deal with this. And you can't just keep ignoring it because you literally can't talk on the phone or can't do anything because this alarm's going off. But the concept of that being trying to force something or force recognition into something, obviously there's the side of, we don't even want to get there in the first place. But, having that there to help people, obviously we can't do too many of it, get too many hard stops, just like people joke about DURs and clicking through 50 warning screens to get through your thing and it just getting numb to that. But something to help people kind of push ahead, prioritize those warnings for them.
Yeah, and you just reminded me of a workflow process back when I was working at a chain store grocery pharmacy. I won't say the name.
Was it an evil empire?
It wasn't an evil empire, but they were slowly headed to that direction. They might be now, for all I know. But as I was leaving, they started implementing this big C2 safety, like a lock. And what you had to do was you had to put the key in, and then you had to wait 3 minutes before the safe would open.
3
And so,
minutes.
and I get why they would do that, because like 3 minutes is kind of a long time to deter a robber. What that did was lead to other problems that I started seeing happen. Was people, they would just leave that safe open because they'd be such a busy
Yeah,
store.
don't want to deal with it. Yeah.
Exactly. They're just like, I'll leave it open. I know I'm gonna need it in like 3 minutes. It's like I can't close it. And then it was so funny. Then store manager came, like another store manager came in and was like, why the hell is the safe open? And then they're like, oh, I'm filling some C2s. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. No, you're not. You're so full of crap. Well, whatever. I'm not going to snitch on you.
All right. Well, thank you, boys. We're going to be passing it off to Zay here for his pharmacy fantasy. What do you got for us this time, Zay?
All right. So, guys, I have a little scenario here for you guys. You're at the pharmacy, and here's a little background. So we have a patient. Her name is Gertie Bumblebee. That's her name.
Okay.
68-year-old, sunny, very happy lady, quirky, slightly stubborn. Okay. So,
The word is cantankerous, by the way. Describe an angry older person, stubborn, cantankerous.
Cantankerous. Oh,
Yes.
I learned a new word today. Thanks, Robbie.
It's a big word.
All right. So she takes no prescription medications currently, and she loves her supplements. So here's her supplement list. She takes St. John's wort for her mood booster. She takes the ginkgo for memory. She takes high dose vitamin D. She takes turmeric for anti-inflammatory effects. She takes melatonin to help her sleep. She takes kava for her anxiety. She takes fish oil for general wellness and her cholesterol. She takes a little garlic, help with her blood pressure. Ginger root capsules for her digestion. Elderberry syrup to boost her immune system. Ashwagandha for stress. And she has a weird powder, spirulina. Haven't heard of that one, but she loves her herbal supplements. And this is what she has, right? So here's the situation, right? She comes into your pharmacy. You're at the counter chilling, just fill some prescriptions, just finish counseling your favorite patient. But Miss Gertie comes in. All right. Gertie comes up because her doctor prescribed her warfarin. She's adamant that she would not give up any of her supplements because they all keep her spry and sparkly. So Gertie wants to know if she could take all her supplements at the same time with her warfarin, because she keeps stacking these supplements because she thinks it's the key. It's her secret to immortality. She's young and 68, so she thinks this is what's keeping her healthy and good looking. What do you guys think about that? If Gertie came into your pharmacy with the new prescription for warfarin and not wanting to stop her supplements, how would you guys first react to this? And then, since she doesn't want to stop it, part 2 of that, what's your plan to convince her to possibly stop some of the supplements or all of them?
Well, that DUR probably had a lot of warning screens that popped up.
It's flashing. Unknown drug. Can't check for interaction.
Oh my! You're just trying to click through all those as fast as you can. Apparently. That's a lot. That's a lot of interactions. I mean, ideally, we're not doing. I think the first thing that came to mind is, what are we doing prescribing warfarin anyway? How old is this drug? Why are we on? Why is that still alive?
I was gonna say, like, where's the Eliquis? This lady better have like a heart valve,
just
like
give us
something,
some
right? like justify this thing.
Just a little AFib.
But obviously, people that are on them, they want to keep them. They think they're helping them good, and she's doing well before that. So I'd say
She's not on any meds.
Maybe try to get them off of a few of them. Obviously, there's pretty much all of them are probably doing something. Probably a lot of them you don't even know. Computer won't even tell you. There's just some unknown interactions there, but that's a lot. That's a lot.
Robbie, how do you feel about her stack of supplements?
Well, I can see this would be a hard sell for her to stop anything, being that she's 68, hasn't needed a prescription until then. And we know people like to make causes and correlations and, like, oh, yeah, I've been well up to this point because of these. So, and she clearly has an attachment to this stuff. So it's going to be a pretty hard sell for her. But I think it all starts with an understanding as to why we're having this conversation. Like a lot of these, they could cause excessive bleeding with the warfarin, or St. John's wort can lower it, right? So it's just sort of, it's all over the place. So as a pharmacist, you'd have to talk to her and make her understand this. You're taking the warfarin because apparently your insurance doesn't cover Eliquis for whatever reason. And I would start with, what do you think you could live without first? And kind of go by Sam's approach, just because I think it's going to be a better sell if you get her more involved and be able to pick what she wants to stop first. Of course, we can make strong recommendations like, I think you should stop this first. I think you should stop that first. And obviously steer her in the right direction. But I would frame it as like, hey, think about all the money you're going to save by not taking this. You're going to not having to buy supplements. You're going to save money there.
She grows it herself in the backyard.
Yeah, it must be from California, right? Yeah, us hippies over here. I would tell her that. It's like, hey, you could stop taking, you're going to save money. You're going to save money from a hospital visit because this medication is going to prevent you from going. So this, and I would argue that this is going to help her save even more money.
Well, Robbie, my supplements have helped me going from the hospital for 68 years. What do you think this new red pill is going to do any different?
Well, they've worked great up until now. So since it's not working anymore, we obviously have to try something different, right? That's the definition of insanity. So be that the case that they've helped up until now, we have to take a different approach, henceforth warfarin for whatever damn reason. That's how I would go about that conversation with her. It's like, it's good until it's not. And we're at the not point now. So it's just getting her involved, like what she could live without here. I would definitely advocate for the St. John's wort to be gone.
Definitely, for sure.
I mean, all this stuff is like, I don't know. I mean,
it all balances out, right?
If only. I don't know. I mean, like, if they're all increasing her warfarin level, let's assume the rest increase her warfarin level. I don't want to, I'm just looking at it. Looks like they would. The majority of these would anyways. Does she only need like 1 milligram, half a milligram to get her at her therapeutic range? I don't know.
Hey, you can just adjust it. It's warfarin. You can adjust to whatever she needs. A little sprinkle of warfarin.
Exactly.
INR at 7.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
That's way too high.
Every other day warfarin. I know. But every other day warfarin, something to get it going. Yeah.
No, that's great. But yeah, you guys made some good points there on how to really connect with the patient, talk with them, really discuss the issues with them. Because a lot of times people just give them medications and don't tell them what they're for or stuff like that. Like, she obviously knows what her supplements for, but sometimes they don't tell them what their prescription medications are for or why they need to be taken. So when you sit back and explain things to the patient and you go over the reasons why these medications shouldn't be taken together, a lot of times they'll listen to you. It's because you listen to them. You took them for who they are. You told them you weren't going to change them. You're going to let them do them, but you want to just go over some issues with them about their medications. And be like, hey, I'm the expert. I've been doing this for however many years. I went to school for however many years, right? And then once you get them on the same page as them, what I've found with my older patients, they tend to listen once you listen to them first. Because sometimes I think they just want somebody to talk to. And in this case, after she told you about her 482 cats, then she may be willing to listen to you talk about all the drug interactions and why she should stop some medication. So, great job, guys. I really like how you did that.
I listened to your cats. Now listen to me talk about my shoes.
Exactly. All right. Well, thanks for doing the little pharmacy fantasy with me. Now we'll pass it back to Sam because it's game time. Let's go, Sam.
All right, we got ourselves a Plan B blind draft. This one we are going to be sticking with the sticky notes a little on the safe. We're going to be doing the best passive aggressive notes left in the pharmacy. So you're walking around the pharmacy, you walk in the morning, you see this note sitting there. How good of a note is this? Like yeah, okay, I respect that note. Or yeah, what is this? This is a waste. Let me toss this note. So we'll say number one is like, yeah, that's a good passive aggressive note. I don't know if it's a good note. I don't know if it's a good note, but this person is being passive aggressive. I like it.
How
Today
much anger
I'm feeling,
do we read in the note? Okay.
I feel some anger in there.
I appreciate it.
All right, we got 5. First one, you come around the corner, walking in, the note says, if you think we can just use the old label, congratulations. You've just invented malpractice.
I mean, I sense the hostility in that one.
Yeah, they're very.
I would read it the way Sam said it to me too.
Right? That's from your best text.
Like, they're feeling it.
And she's pissed off, or he's pissed off.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna say 2 because man, only to reserve the 1 because you know how Sam is.
You know Sam.
But that one, I think we should start off strong, man. That to say malpractice like that, like that's a big accusation right there.
A lot of sassiness in that note. No, I agree with you. Let's go with 2.
Okay, you guys locking in 2. All right, next one. If you can't figure out how to change the receipt paper, maybe you shouldn't be handling narcotics.
That's pretty bad.
That's
not as
mean,
bad.
though.
Yeah.
I think that's mean towards the pharmacist because the pharmacist is like, we have little narcotics, but sometimes we have trouble with the printers and all of the devices that you don't learn in school. They taught us drugs, not electronics.
It's true. That's true.
Just not your wheelhouse.
That's why I have my top tier techs to help me out.
Hey, it takes a team, right? But definitely not one material.
No,
I would say.
No.
So what do you think? Like,
I'm thinking that one's sassy, but like a little mean or rude. I don't know. I'll give it 4.
I was thinking 4 too. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, 4. So you guys got 2 and 4. Next one. If you keep ignoring the ringing phone, I'm forwarding it to your cell.
That is not passive aggressive at all. That's a direct like yeah. Oh.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. I'd be annoyed. Someone started calling my phone. That's more personal than someone saying you're like malpractice. Like now it's affecting my personal life while I'm sitting at home hanging out with my family. That's a big one.
Well, no, wouldn't you be in the pharmacy and you're just ignoring the phone? So then they forward it to your cell phone because you're like, oh, someone else would get us the work phone, but your cell phone, you got to get it because it's your.
True. But if you were a good employee, you shouldn't be on your phone anyways, right?
True. So you're just going to mute it.
I'm at work. I can't answer this.
Sorry.
I don't think they'll get the person to actually answer the phone.
Well, my gosh, man.
You got to go either way. I guess it said 3 then because it can go.
I would say 3 only because the content of the message wasn't as mean, but it was definitely more direct. Like, I would actively do something. Like, that is not passive aggressive. That is just straight up aggressive.
Okay, so we're going with 3?
We can say 3. Yeah, we can say 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take 3.
So you guys got 1 and 5 left.
Oh, man.
Next one.
Come on,
if you accidentally drop one more controlled substance in the trash, I will personally hand you to the DEA.
That's pretty direct.
Has to be 1 though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1.
But but it's just a sticky note, so they didn't put it on anyone specific. It's just sitting there right above the trash can.
Like whoever did it, if you accident, like it's only one person that's accidentally dropping stuff. The clumsy pharmacist.
We've all been there. 5-second rule. Just kidding. I don't endorse that. Okay, I'm just
Why
kidding.
do you guys waste so many narcotics? Well, keep falling on the floor.
Where they belong.
It was an accident.
Well, you know what? You only YOLO once. Let's go 1.
1.
Okay. So then the last one. Stop leaving the fridge door open unless you want to personally explain to corporate why $10,000 worth of insulin is now soup.
Man, these were all tough, man.
They were.
They were all tough.
We got some bangers, so we locked that in at 5.
Ah,
Oh man,
we should let the trash can one go.
All right, so in order, you guys went 1. If you accidentally drop one more controlled substance in the trash, I will personally hand you DEA. 2, if you think you can just use the old label, congratulations, you've just invented malpractice. 3, if you keep ignoring the ringing phone, I'm forwarded into your cell. 4, if you can't figure out how to change the receipt paper, maybe you shouldn't be handling narcotics. And 5, stop leaving the fridge door open unless you want to personally explain to corporate why $10,000 worth of insulin is now soup. How do we feel about it?
We've done better. We've done better, for sure.
I feel like those could have gone any way. Like, there's an argument for each one to be number one. Honestly, those are rough.
They're all super bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could change it any better. I mean, it's bad, but I don't think I can make it better. I think it's all going to be bad.
They're all aggressive, but some are more passive aggressive.
Which one would you say is passive? Those are like direct threats, man. Those, you know.
Well, maybe we need to rename this one from the best aggressive notes left in the pharmacy.
How would you do different, Sam?
I mean, DEA one's good. I mean, the ringing phone, always a thing. Old label, you know, it's like, oh yeah, that was an accident. What do you mean? You know, I just clicked the wrong one. You know, clicked the wrong RX refill on there. That wasn't intentional. Fridge doors, always a pain. Paperwork's always a pain.
What's your number one?
I would say the controlled substances. I would still go. I like it. Either the ringing phone or the controlled substance.
Drop it in the trash. Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good boys. There, you did.
That was
5
a
for
rough
5.
one.
5 for 5. We're going to be passing it on to Robbie here for the pharmacy pandemonium.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam and Xavier, for the funny game we played. So this week's Pharmacy Pandemonium is a story that was posted on Reddit. The person is nameless. And the story, it's pretty cringy.
Mm-hmm.
We had a technician that only worked weekends that was notorious for having a bad attitude and pissing people off. We'll call her Jess. One morning, one of our regulars comes in to speak to Jess. She's coming to pick up her prescriptions, and after the transaction is done, says, "Here, I brought you some breakfast." Jess replies, "No, thank you. I'm not hungry." She sets the breakfast on the counter anyway, smiles, and walks away. It was a turd. Her turd. I have no idea whether this is a regular anymore, or what happened to her after that exchange. Now, guys, as I read more into this, apparently this was not the first time this lady did this. So she is a repeat offender of leaving the turds in the store.
Little Code Brown repeater.
Little Code Brown.
Oh, no. Yeah. When I read this, I was like, no. I would quit. I don't want this job anymore. I'm out of here.
Well, Xavier, let me know what's going on through your head as you read that story. Like, what's your first reactions? What are you thinking?
Like, damn, they really don't like Jess. First of all, is what I'm thinking. They hate her. I don't know what Jess did, but Jess pissed off the wrong person. And 2, that patient is fucking disgusting. Like,
that was one passive aggressive turd right there.
You let out a huge turd in the toilet. Get something to grab it, put it on a paper plate with a paper towel over the top, and then drop it in the pharmacy. Oh, there's flies all over it. Like, what the hell? This is disgusting.
There's a lot of planning in that. You know, you deliberately take a dump, you scoop it out, you go to the pharmacy, waiting for, I think it was this person who works the weekend in the story, or pissing people, where is it? Well, yeah, worked weekend, so she waited for the weekend. She waited for Jess for the weekend to drop off this turd. Man, that was some planning there. That was some planning.
Bro, whatever was even worse, let's say she ate a ton of Indian food,
We're getting specific
followed up with a couple.
now.
Yeah, you know, Indian food is spicy and it can mess your stomach up. And then
He's really trying to set the scene.
No, they follow it up like a couple glasses of milk, and they're lactose intolerant, right? They go to the pharmacy that day. Let's say they're at Walgreens. It's like, can I use your bathroom? They go into the Walgreens bathroom, let out a fresh turd, scoop it up, and then bring it to the pharmacy fresh and hot.
No, not only is it fresh, but the act was committed in the pharmacy.
The pharmacy.
That's personal, bro. That's personal.
That's diabolical as
Sam, what are you thinking here?
Jess must have really got that order wrong on those controlled substance. I don't know what C2 that Jess did filled wrong for that patient, but they were a little upset, obviously. But it happens regularly. It's not like this is the first time. It's not like they dealt with this first time here. It's like, oh yeah, she used to do this. Used to do this back in last summer.
For Marlin.
She'd wait till it got really hot. She'd even wait for the summer. Make sure it gets really nice and steamy. Wait till you hear the AC goes out or something like that.
Oh God,
dropping off the turd.
Can any of you guys top that story? Anything like that happen to you guys?
Yeah.
We had someone come in to the pharmacy, and it's pretty much like almost like a closed door pharmacy. But we do have like bathrooms that people can use, but it's like not up front. And so like they came in and asked to use the bathroom, but like they weren't actually a patient of ours or like someone that was getting a med, but I think they were trying to get it from like something down the street from whatever, a Walgreens or something that was a few blocks away. And so they came in, and I think they also like their husband was there or something like that. So two of them went into the bathroom and were there for like 15-20 minutes. And again, I think they were trying to wait for meds to come from whatever down the street, and ended up leaving. And I guess I wasn't there at the time and I can't remember the details, but they just like, she like blew up this bathroom of not just like just crap everywhere, like on the toilet seat, on the floor. I don't know if like stool issues where like there was blood as well. And then left. And then so like one of the pharmacists was there, and it's like, well, I'm not going to make like one of the techs clean this up. And so like I think one other person or two people had to like clean the bathroom of this. And, it's like the bathroom that all the employees use. And so it was just, and it wasn't someone that we knew, or it was a patient or client. We were just there and left and walked down the street to go to whatever, Walgreens to get whatever meds. Yeah. Never saw him. Just blew up the bathroom.
So what would you guys do if this patient did this to you? You're working on a Saturday, and here comes old Sally with her bag of poopy.
Call the cops.
You'd call the cops.
I'll call the cops. This is her name. This is her address. This is the description.
Here's the recording. Here's the footage right here.
Yep. Call the cops.
This baby up. You definitely got to be putting a note in there. It's like, this person is banned.
Like forever. If this person walks through that door.
Anything and everything.
Security.
Except no packages from her. Nothing from Sally. She can leave with stuff, but she can't come in with stuff.
Oh, man.
No, she can't come in.
She drive through. She might put it in the drive through.
she just drops it in the pass through and shuts it down.
You know how they leave you the one step away and they got to shoot tube up. She just put it in the tube and then
God,
and then it comes down to your side. It's like just splash.
Oh man,
it's just there. This story is even funnier to me because I have a coworker. Her name's Jessica, and we call her Jess. So that's
we're looking at the same. Huh?
It's hilarious.
Hey Jess, I'm gonna go drop a deuce real quick. Last question here. So why do you think she did it? Do you think this was like a way of getting back at Jess? Do you think this was some weird fetish of hers or thrill she was trying to get? Or do you think this is a bigger sign and symptom of a medical condition?
I mean, initially I would say it feels like she just snapped. Like this is it. This is the thing. But then they mentioned that it's happened before. So like this isn't just a snapping point, or maybe they snap and come back and he keeps going. Initially it makes it feel like, oh man, they had had too much, whatever happened, whatever pissed him off. Here's the turd. Here's the code brown. We're going all in. But because they've done it apparently multiple times, a regular turd package, maybe there was some medical concerns going on there besides just a well-formed turd, apparently.
You know, I think Jess really laid into her one day. Laid into her, called her a stupid patient, and said she'll never grow hair. Took her boyfriend and just like laid into her. And then Sally was like, "Okay, I got something for you. Wait till I come back." And she crafted up this diabolical plan.
Very diabolical.
And that was it. I think she
So
said,
you're thinking maybe a cheater, not just drug related, but outside the pharmacy.
yeah, in and out, man. And then in and out like that turd.
Oh my gosh.
But I think she was like, "Okay, you want to do this? I'm a one up on you, you know?"
When I first read this story, I was thinking, if I was a pharmacist or if I was there, the first thing I would be doing is like, I gotta check her drug profile to see what she's on. Like, is this explained from like a psychological standpoint? Like, that's probably the first step I would do. But also being that the story said that Jess is kind of a problem technician makes me think that this was personal.
Definitely
Especially since it's been done before.
Personal.
We'll never really know. We gotta ask Jess what actually went down here, what she did, but I doubt we'll ever get a confession. Anyways, guys, that's I'm gonna wrap that up for Pharmacy Pandemonium. I'm gonna hand it on over to Xavier. Xavier?
All right, guys. Thanks so much for spending your time with us and listening and watching or liking our comments on videos. Make sure you follow us on all our socials. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and as well on the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and others. Make sure you send us emails or respond messages, DMs for more questions so we can add you onto our show and talk about the topics you want to hear. And this is the Radio RX podcast. Good night, you guys, and listen in next time.
Bye.
Peace out.